One problem with the cout statement used alone is that it doesn't provide you with much control over how your data is displayed. Here's a simple program that will demonstrate a couple of the problems that we have with cout. Notice we have 4 double variables, month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. Each has been assigned a double value, and then we create a little table to display the different values, or readings, as it looks like in this example. Let's build and run the program to see what we get. Pull this down where you can see it a little bit better underneath the numbers. Notice that the data is displayed in a rounded off fashion. That's a problem with the cout statement in that it only allows 6-digit precision as a default. So in other words, look at month 1. It has 8 digits, including 4 digits after the decimal place, but because of the inherent precision of cout, it only displays 6. We can get around that problem by adding a new library into our program and then performing a couple of simple functions. The library is called iomanip, so we're going to pound include it now for IO manipulation. The first thing we want to do is change the precision that our output is being displayed in. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down right under the last assignment statement, and we're going to write cout set precision 10. That should be enough to show all the digits of the numbers in our example. Notice that we're not actually displaying anything to the screen when we call the set precision function, but subsequent data being written out to console will be written with that precision. Let's compile and run the program to see what we get. Alright, so now I'll bring it down where we can see it a little bit better. Notice that now the numbers are displayed exactly as they're entered. That's a huge improvement over using cout as is. So anytime you need to display numbers with a lot of precision, then it's a good idea to call the set precision function to make a change. Another problem with cout, as we discovered in the last lesson, is that it's hard to control spacing using cout as is. We did a little bit with the special character tab earlier, and that works okay, but there are ways to provide better control over how your output is displayed. We can do this with another function from the iomanip library that's called setW, or set field width. A field width prescribes a number of places that a piece of data will be written into. So for example, if I have a set field width of 10, I have 10 spaces in which to write that piece of data. If I don't use all 10, then the data is write justified into the field, and any leftover spaces are at the beginning of the piece of data. I'll give you an example right now. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a variable called field length and set it to a value of 15. Now I actually meant to put that below the other outputs. We're going to cut that out here and add it down below. Okay. Now we're going to create a new heading. So let's put some spacing between the old heading and the new heading by writing 3 inlines. Now we're going to write the new heading using the setWidth function. SetWidth is actually setW. It takes one single argument, which is an integer, which is the width of the field you're trying to set. So for the month, we want to set that width to 5. Then for the reading heading, we're going to set that to our variable field length. Let's actually drop down to the next line to finish, to make it a little bit easier to read what we're doing. And add a couple of new lines to the end. Okay. Now let's write one line of the new table just to see how our output's going to look. There we go. That should display the data. Let's build and run to see what we get. And there's our output. Notice how the field is justified into the column under reading and makes it much easier to read. Now I'm going to add the other months. Just take a second to type this in. I don't make too many more mistakes. In fact, here's what we're going to do, a little trick. We'll copy one line, then paste it in for the other 2 months, and then just make our changes that we need to make. Not a programming tip, but this is a good text editing tip to save you some time when you're doing repeated lines of code. Okay, we have a new table for the other 3 months. Let's build and run. Okay, bring this down here where we can see a little bit better. Now the numbers are right justified in the field for reading with showing all the precision. In my next lesson, we'll talk about another way to format data using a function called printf.